Okay, so guys, we are going to be reacting to his story. So, here we go. I guess, so we're gonna be watching this one. Yeah, we're gonna watch this one real quick.
My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when
What?
a man climbed onto our school bus with a knife, and the first thing he heard was a slow clap from the back row. Confused, he screamed at our driver, Mrs. Worley, to keep driving and not stop for anyone. A kid leaned forward. Nice ski mask. Did you cut the holes out yourself, or did your mommy help you? The whole bus laughed. He waved the knife around. Shut up and no one gets hurt. Your hand is shaking so hard I can't tell if that's a threat or a dance move. He stepped toward the kid who said it, and 20
I swear these people are stupid.
voices started talking at once. Oh, he's walking now. Everybody watch out. He spun around trying to find who said what, but insults were coming from every direction. Bro seriously hijacked a bus with no plan, no getaway car, and a Walmart knife. This is the saddest crime I've ever seen. We wouldn't let him finish a single sentence. Are you robbing us for money? All I have is an EBT card and a bus pass. He pointed his knife at Mrs. Worley, and the whole bus went silent. A kid stood up. You can threaten us all you want, but if you point that thing at Mrs. Worley again, we're gonna have a real different conversation. He laughed nervously and asked what a bunch of kids were going to do about it. A girl said, "We're on the bus to the school for troubled teens. Half of us are here for assault, and the other half won't say why." Mrs. Worley looked at him over her shoulder. "Honey, I've watched these kids make grown men cry over smaller things than pointing a knife at me." He lowered the knife. "Smart choice. She brings us donuts on Fridays. We protect what matters." His face twisted, and he shoved toward the kid with the knife raised. Mrs. Worley pulled over, stood up, and stepped between them. "That's enough now." He grabbed her arm and shoved her into the dashboard. For half a second, the bus was completely silent. Then a kid came over the seats like something feral, and 3 others were right behind him. The guy didn't have time to turn around before someone hit him in the back of the knees and he went down. The knife skittered under the seats, and kids were on top of him before he could reach for it. Someone had him in a headlock while someone else pinned his arms. A girl sat on his legs and went through his pockets just to add insult to injury. Mrs. Worley pressed the emergency button. "I need police at my location. Tell them there's no rush. The situation is handled." The guy was crying. "Please get off me. I can't breathe." A kid leaned close to his face. "You should have thought about that before you touched Mrs. Worley." When the cops showed up, they found him tied to a seat with shoelaces and snot running down his face. A man climbed onto our school bus with a knife, and the first thing he heard was a slow clap from the back row. Confused, he screamed at our driver, Mrs. Worley, to keep driving and
This guy chose the wrong bus. This guy chose the wrong bus, man.
after 8, the flight attendant slipped me a nap. The flight attendant slipped me.
I wanted
My
to
daughter.
watch that.
The flight attendant.
I wanted to watch this one.
After 8 years on death row, I was ready to die. They said I killed Rebecca. My fingerprints were on the knife. My blood was at the scene. I told them I didn't do it, but nobody believed me. I spent years fighting, filed every appeal, exposed every contradiction in the evidence. None of it mattered. My lawyer stopped returning my calls. My appeals.
Why did your lawyer... What?
My own mother thought I did it. The only person who ever believed me was my grandmother, and she passed away 5 years ago. So when they asked what I wanted for my last meal, I thought of her. Her meatloaf, the one she made me every birthday. I wrote out her recipe from memory, every measurement and technique precise. An hour later, the prison chef showed up at my cell holding my form. "What is this?" "Meatloaf. This is a novel, not a recipe. Ground beef 60%, ground pork 40, breadcrumbs soaked in whole milk for exactly 10 minutes, yellow onion, not white, sautéed in butter until translucent, fresh thyme, not dried, Worcestershire, 2 tablespoons, no substitutes, and this glaze with brown sugar and apple cider vinegar, brushed on at 340 degrees, 20 minutes before done." He looked at me through the bars. "Why so specific? It's how my grandmother made it. She's gone now. If I'm going to die Friday, I want to taste her cooking one last time." He was quiet for a moment. "Some of these ingredients we don't stock. Fresh thyme, whole milk, real butter. I'll have to special order them. I have 48 hours. He sighed. "I'll make it exactly how you wrote it." Thursday morning, the ingredients arrived and the chef started cooking. I could smell it from my cell an hour later. Onions sautéing in butter. Grandma's kitchen. Saturday mornings, her humming while she cooked. I sat on my bunk and cried for the first time in 8 years. Thursday afternoon, the chef ran into problems. The oven temperature wouldn't hold steady. He had to recalibrate, start over on the glaze twice. "It has to be perfect," he told the warden. "It's his last meal." Thursday night, I couldn't sleep. Not from fear, from the smell. The meatloaf baking through the night while I sat alone with memories of the only person who believed I was innocent. Friday, execution day. 10 a.m. and no meal yet. Noon, and the chef said the glaze wasn't right. 2 p.m. a guard brought regular prison lunch because the meatloaf still wasn't ready. 4 p.m. 2 hours left. The smell was overwhelming. Guards kept walking past the kitchen just to breathe it in. 5 p.m. The warden came to my cell. Your meal isn't ready. We're delaying the execution 2 hours. 6 p.m. came and went. The original execution time. I was still alive, waiting for meatloaf. 7:30. The chef
He may actually survive because of the meatloaf. Just saying.
finally appeared with a covered plate. He looked exhausted. He uncovered it, and the meatloaf looked exactly like my grandmother's. I ate slowly.
Good job, chef. Shout out to you, chef, whoever you are.
Savored every bite. Perfect. I finished the last bite at 7:51. 9 minutes left. The guard opened my cell. Time to go, Preston. They walked me down the hallway past other cells. Inmates were silent. They always were during execution walks. We reached the preparation room. The chaplain asked if I wanted to pray. I said no. 7:55. 5 minutes. They started walking me toward the chamber. That's when the warden's phone rang. He answered and his face changed. Stop. Everyone stop moving. What's happening? Rebecca's ex-boyfriend just confessed to her murder. You're innocent. My
What?
legs gave out. A guard caught me. The chef appeared in the hallway out of breath. He slid down the wall and sat next to me. If that meatloaf had been ready on time, you'd already be gone. I just sat there, still alive. Because my grandmother's recipe was too complicated to rush. She saved my life.
I called it. I was right. I knew it. I said a few minutes, like a minute ago, maybe because the meatloaf is delayed, he'll stay alive. And I was correct. And I have never watched this. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I've never watched this. I've watched a couple of his stories. I've never seen this one in my entire life. Trust me, I'm not lying.
Always did. After 8 years on death row, I was
He's lucky. He's lucky. He is lucky.
I was at my high school prom when I let out a fart so loud I knew I had to go. So I rushed into the nearest I was at my high school prom when I let out a fart so loud I knew I had to go. So I rushed into the nearest porta potty. But the second I latched the door, it started violently rocking back and forth, and my stomach dropped. I heard a laugh. I'm a flip it. Say I won't. I realized it was Derek, who'd bullied me since freshman year. Derek, don't. I'm in my suit. But he heaved it over anyway, and I slammed into the door as the tank emptied all over me. I crawled out dripping in filth while he cackled with his friends. Ow! He smelled like caca, farts, and ah! I walked away without a word like I always did, and I had no clue that tonight that would finally change. I was heading for the exit.
What is caca? What is caca? Caca. Never mind.
Hands on my face, crying, when my teacher grabbed my shoulder. I've watched him bully you for 4 years. I should have stepped in long ago, but I won't let you take it tonight. My throat tightened, because no one's ever stood up for me. Then Derek's voice cut across the lot. If you're not a pussycat to come back, I'll flip it again, loser. The whole crowd laughed, and for the first time, the humiliation turned into something I've never felt before. I looked the teacher dead in the eyes. Tell me what to do, but my suit's trashed. His nose burned at my smelly suit, and he slipped off his own suit jacket and threw mine in the garbage. His suit hanging loose on my frame. Then he walked me through loosening the porta potty door so it would blow open when it tipped, and he handed me 2 suction cups. I didn't understand what they were for, but he just grinned. Trust me, he pointed at a porta potty. Stand near that one. It's been used all day. I walked back into the packed prom, and Derek shoved through the crowd with a grin. You came back. This'll be even better than last time. My heart pounded, because I'd never stood up to anyone in my life, but I forced myself toward the porta potty. You want round 2? Bet. Everyone watch. The whole prom turned as he shoved me inside and heaved it over. He was laughing like he won, until the loosened door burst open and a whole day's worth of filth poured out, burying him as the crowd screamed. He staggered up.
I'm a bit sick, that's why I'm coughing. Karma. Now, for a second there, I was like, why do you want the most filled one if it's gonna pour? But then, now I know.
Gagging, coated head to toe, spinning around for me. Then I stepped out without a single stain, because the second he flipped it, I'd stuck the teacher's suction cups to the wall and hung above the filth as it poured out the door onto him. His friends pointed and laughed. You smell like caca, farts, and ah. 4 years later, I got the last laugh, and across the room, my teacher gave me a proud nod. I was at my
What is caca? Caca. What is it? Caca, what is it? What is it, caca? Yeah, caca, what is it? Maybe pause it in case it's something weird. Okay, it's just poop. Okay. Alright. Well, wait a minute. He just released one.
I clinked glasses with my wife and toasted to never having kids.
He posted this one 5 minutes ago. Within 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes. Comment here. Within 10 minutes, comment here. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, this is crazy. We're gonna watch one of the newest ones. Here we go.
He smiled. This is why I love you. I opened the trivia game. I clinked glasses with my wife and toasted to never having kids. She smiled. This is why I love you. You're okay with never having filthy gremlins running around. But then my phone rang, and when I picked it up, an off.
Filthy gremlins? Why are you calling children filthy gremlins? Filthy. Why am I getting filthy? Don't tell me. Yo, what's up?
Never having kids. She smiled. This is why I love you. You're okay with never having filthy gremlins running around. But then my phone rang, and when I picked it up, an officer said, "We're so sorry. Please come to Orchard Fostering Agency right now." My blood ran cold as I told my wife I needed to go. I walked into the agency with my legs shaking and saw my 8-year-old niece, Lucy, hugging her teddy. Her wrong, sweetheart. Daddy's dead.
What are we gonna do after this?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are they gonna have her? I'm predicting it right now, guys. I think this girl is gonna come in. His story is gonna help her, but the wife is gonna try to kill her or do something bad to her. That's what I'm predicting.
She replied without looking at me. I felt my legs buckle because my little brother was dead. But before I could even think, a woman tapped my shoulder. Lucy wouldn't talk to any of us. She asked for her Uncle Dan specifically. If you can't take her tonight, she'll have to go into the foster system. I said I'll take her in before my brain could think. We climbed into my car and my hands shook on the wheel. I told my wife I'd never have kids, but when I looked at Lucy sobbing into her bear, I knew I couldn't abandon her. We pulled in and I walked inside with a lump in my throat. My wife saw Lucy and immediately sneered, "What's she doing here?" Lucy jumped, but I told her to stay down and asked my wife to please talk upstairs. She slammed her fork and followed me while Lucy sat on the couch. She slammed the door while tapping her foot, and I explained everything. My brother's death, Lucy asking for me, her being thrown into foster care unless we took her. But my wife didn't even hug me. She clenched her jaw, and her first words were immediately, "We promised we'd have no kids." She stormed out and stomped downstairs before I could react. I followed her, but she was already in Lucy's face. "We're not raising you. I'm sorry about your dad, but you're not staying. Now go pack your bags while I call the foster agency."
I called it. Really called it. I actually called it. Wow.
My face dropped in horror because she'd already grabbed her phone, and Lucy actually stood up. She grabbed her bear and walked towards the door like she was going to leave, and that's when I called out, "No, Lucy's staying." My wife put her phone down and turned to me. "No, she should stop being selfish and putting this mess on us. It's not our fault she got unlucky with her dad." Lucy said quietly, "It's okay, I'll just leave." But I shook my head.
Yeah, it's not your fault either.
Mess.
It wasn't even your dad's fault unless dad caused the. I don't know.
And got in my wife's face. "That's my brother you're talking about, and Lucy's staying." I stomped my foot, and my wife stepped back. "Okay, then."
Yeah, stand your ground.
And choose, me or that stupid girl. I looked at Lucy,
That
then at my
stupid
wife.
girl.
Easiest
It's not
decision I've ever
stupid either.
made. You just showed me your true
You're the stupid
colors.
girl.
Get out of my house. Her jaw dropped,
Yeah,
and she
good
threw a
girl.
wine glass at me before storming out and slamming my door. Lucy was still crying as I
so-
dropped down and hugged her. "Uncle Dan's got you, sweetheart. You're staying. We're gonna help
Dan.
each other get through this." We sobbed into each other's arms. I never saw my wife again, but 10 years later,
That's
I
good.
sat at Lucy's graduation, holding her bear and watching
job.
her get her diploma as she smiled at me. She's still my niece, but she's also my daughter too. I
Yep.
clinked glasses with my
Yep, I called it. I called it. Called it. Alright, well, we're gonna probably react to like 1 or 2 more YouTube shorts. They do have videos too, but that's for another time.
Mess.
We will go with Nerf or nothing.
my friend. I clinked glasses.
Alright, this is gonna be one of the last ones. Here we go.
My friends and I were in the backyard blasting my older brother's exclusive
Okay.
Nerf blaster when he ripped it out of my hands and shoved me like he always does. You're too much of a baby to even hold this.
What?
Get your loser friends out of here. I'm telling Mom you stole it. My friend's face is dropped,
What?
so I yelled, I'm not a
He never. Why are you playing with them if you think they're a baby?
baby. I can shoot better than you. He smirked and pointed at a tiny can on the fence across the yard. Fine, hit that in one shot and you can keep the blaster. Miss, and your friends are banned for good. And I'm telling Mom. He tossed me the blaster, laughing, because he knew I'd never made a shot like that in my life. My friends gathered behind me, hyping me up
Yeah.
as I raised the blaster and lined up the tiny can across the yard. I took a slow
Oh,
breath and
brother,
steadied my
brother.
aim, dead on it, and I smiled, knowing I was finally about to prove him wrong. But the second my
Brother.
finger squeezed the trigger, my brother shoved me hard in the back, and the dart flew way off to the side, sailing toward the fence. He
Oh,
burst out
he
laughing as I hit the
pushed
dirt.
him
You're
for no
pathetic.
reason.
I knew a little baby like you couldn't do
You
it.
should tell
My
him
friends
cheating.
erupted, screaming that he
You should
cheated,
learn
but he
to tell
didn't
his mom
Yeah,
that
that's
they pushed
cheating.
him.
Chad, that's cheating.
care. He just cupped his hands and yelled for Mom while waving them off. Get out of here. You're all banned losers. Then he ripped the blaster out of my hands and leaned down
Yo.
over me. You'll never prove me
You
should
wrong.
look-
But then one of
you
my
should
friends
learn to
started
tell
jumping
Man, you need to lock him up. That's like 2 counts of assault on a minor.
up and down, screaming, "He's a goat!
look
He's the
so
goat!"
wrong.
My brother smirked and puffed out his chest. Yeah, I know I am. Not you, you idiot, your brother. My brother spun around, and his face went pale. My dart had ricocheted off the fence post and stuck dead center on the can. His own shove is what landed the shot. That doesn't count. Right then, the back door opened, and Mom came out. Someone called me. My brother opened his mouth, but I stood up and pointed at him. He shoved me on the ground and called all my friends losers. Mom marched over, grabbed him by the ear, and dragged him inside, grounding him as he flailed
That's
his
what you
arms and
get.
cried. I turned to my friends and held out the blaster. Turns out I only needed one shot to prove him wrong. My
Yo,
That's what the guy gets. for
yo,
trying to
yo,
show his-
that's pure car. We're gonna watch one more and then we're gonna end this video
but
off.
his
So
plan
we're gonna be
backfired. He
watching
was trying-
this guy right here.
I opened the trivia game
trying to
during
get
my
his
flight
brother
and
in
typed my
trouble,
name in as
but then
Aaron
his
Baum
plan
because my dad was from Thailand.
Alright, everybody shut up.
I opened the trivia game during my flight and typed my name in as Aaron Baum because my dad was from Thailand and Baum was my surname. But when a flight attendant walked by and saw Baum on my screen, she immediately speed walked to the pilot. I thought nothing and kept answering chemistry questions, but then the pilot's voice came on. We're making an emergency landing. Nobody panic. I was confused until 2 crew members showed up to my
How's this
seat.
emergency?
Please come with us. I stood and followed them, my heart pounding. In the cockpit, the co-pilot closed the curtains and calmly said, "We know you have a bomb on this plane." I immediately shook my head, but a flight attendant was already zip-tying my wrists so tight my fingers tingled. She pulled a tablet with the trivia game I'd been playing. "You put your username as Aaron Baum. We know you're making a discreet bomb threat." I almost laughed, explaining Aaron Baum was just
Not a
my
bomb
name,
threat,
but the
guys.
co-pilot was already calling bombs
Don't think your name is stupid, okay? Even if your name is Aaron Baum. I mean, to be fair, he detected it on an airplane. But still, it's his name. Like, took his passport.
Squad and FBI through his radio. The best thing you can do right now is admit you're guilty. You're already getting 25 years minimum. Then a passenger pulled open our curtain. I'm flying to my daughter's heart surgery. She
Okay.
could die and I might not be there to hold her hand. Do we really need to emergency land? He was sweating, but the pilot held up his hand. I'm sorry about your daughter, but this is more serious.
What-
A flight
what- yeah,
attendant
what's
escorted
so
him to
serious?
his seat without another word. We continued descending, and they kept asking if the bomb was on a timer and how I snuck it past
it's not a
security.
bomb,
I
it's
begged
the
to show them my
name.
passport, but they never let me.
You
When we
didn't say
made our
passport?
emergency landing, 2 FBI officers rushed in. I begged to show them my passport,
Yeah.
but they never let me. When we made our emergency landing, 2 FBI officers rushed into the cockpit with a bomb squad holding my bag. They carefully unzipped it. "Where's the bomb?" They tossed all my things to the floor, and I again said, "I don't have one. Aaron Baum is my name." That's when the bomb squad member squinted. He opened my passport. Says here Aaron Baum is just his name. I was reaching for a
I
Sprite at the
basically
grocery
called
store.
it. I literally said Aaron Baum. I literally said check his passport.
"We're sorry, Mr. Baum. We can offer you a $15 meal voucher for the flight attendant turned to me. "We're sorry, Mr. Baum." They looked at my passport. Aaron Baum. The flight attendant turned to me. "We're sorry, Mr. Baum. We can offer you a $15 meal voucher for the misunderstanding." I opened the trivia game during my flight and
Well, guys, that was his story. We're gonna react to her story next. So tomorrow we're gonna be reacting to her story. So go check out that video and peace.